So Julius Randle on the trade market for very, very specific reasons. The Lakers want to be able to sign not one, but two max contracts next year, with players like Paul George being available, with players like, I don't know, that decent guy named LeBron James being available, with a couple of other contracts going to be up. Technically, Kevin Durant is available. The Los Angeles Lakers are going to need to not spend that money on Julius Randle. And while it crushes me, because I am on team Julius Randle and I will die on that hill, because I think Julius Randle will be a good role player for a different team elsewhere. I want him to be a good role player for the Lakers, but it doesn't make sense. The money doesn't add up for them. Therefore, his trade value is pretty high because somebody might get the opportunity to use him in a system for half a season, roughly, after the deadline. And then if they like how he fits, immediately have the first rights to pay him and have a chance at signing somebody whose value is going to be, he's going to be overpaid because that's how it happens when you're a free agent now. Everybody gets overpaid. And what's interesting is there's been a lot of murmurs about another Greg Monroe trade. And of course, the Lakers also have to dump Luol Deng's contract too. So it's complicated. I don't necessarily believe that the Lakers are looking for any kind of player in return here. I think they're looking for picks. But I don't know exactly where the best destination is. Hoping my two friends over here would like to see him go somewhere.
No, to answer that,
Keep
no. I think we should. I just don't think that that's the best way to clear up that cap space. I feel like Julius Randle is what, like 22 years old. 22. And he's by far like the most consistent player we have, probably the best player that we have on the team right now.
Whoa.
And I understand.
That might be true.
I feel one of the best. He's very consistent compared to like the lineup of rookies that we have. And trading him in, I get that we might have the opportunity to get LeBron, but as great of a player as LeBron is,
oh my God,
he's not as good as Julius Randle. You heard it here first.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
He's the greatest.
I didn't say that.
Nice.
I didn't say that. Hold up. I didn't say that. I'm saying I don't know if I would want Julius Randle to leave and have LeBron come in. Like it just sounds like I'm ditching my family member for this brand new cousin, like who's awesome as hell and is giving me, tickets to every game and stuff, but Julius Randle's my family.
Cool. That's cool. You keep Julius. Knicks will take Bron. It's good.
No.
We're fine. We're good. It's cool. No,
you
this
get
is
that
a fair deal.
Porzingis. What if you trade Porzingis? You want to trade Porzingis for LeBron?
There's videos of me last year.
Okay, but this is this year.
Can you answer that,
this year.
by the way?
What?
Would you trade Porzingis for LeBron? Yeah. Thought so, buddy. Thought so.
But you're saying that Julius Randle is on the same plane as
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Zinger.
You're just
I'm not saying
I
that.
wouldn't. I wouldn't trade him for LeBron because it's not like he's gonna win. The team's not good enough to win with LeBron for the next 2 years. Porzingis in 2 years will be 24, and I want them to build around Porzingis as well.
That's exactly how I feel about Julius Randle. I feel like there's so much potential for Julius that it doesn't make sense for him to be on this trading play.
It's just, I think it's the money thing. So on top of it, here's the reason why it does make a little bit of, it does make sense because Kyle Kuzma is the better rookie right now than Lonzo Ball. We kind of talked about Lonzo Ball. We didn't even mention Kuzma, who I was very wrong about too. I wasn't sold in preseason that he was going to be as good as he looked. He is as good as he looks, and he's not even getting the minutes to show for it. And Larry Nance's injury is what makes this Randle deal a bit scarier because Larry Nance is promising.
He is.
And he can be as consistent. He definitely can be. Besides, he's a fan favorite because of how high he can get off the ground, man. He's got his father's genetics and he's going up there and dunking it like the old man. So
and he plays with so much heart.
Yes,
Can we just talk about
Lance
is just amazing. But continue.
So because of that injury, it's a little scary. In a perfect world where nobody gets injured and Kuzma gets more minutes, Randle's just kind of like the odd third piece. What it kind of reminds me of this forward rotation that they have is not all that different from when the Suns had the guard rotation of Isaiah Thomas, Goran Dragic, and Eric Bledsoe, I believe. And Dragic went to the Heat, and it took him a few years, but he's become instrumental in them being good. And of course, everyone knows what happened with Isaiah Thomas. Came Mr. Fourth Quarter and was in the top 10 in scoring and everything with that. And he's going to come back and he'll be offensively good, and defensively he can't be because he's 5'2". So it's a similar thing where I think all these players will have good futures wherever they go. I just wanted the Julius Randle to be in that Lakers spotlight because I think, as Denise is putting it, in terms of the consistency, he's a fighter. He's a fighter, and he constantly works, even though his game looks like Draymond Green's.
Right.
I'm a fan of the spaz game, which is like, it's not going to be the prettiest looking three-pointer, but it goes in.
I just think they should wait until the offseason and decide how they want to handle him. Because honestly,
but if you think that they're not going to, if you think he's going to walk and you want to try and sign the free agents that Jason said, you get ahead of the 8 ball and you trade him now in order to not only clear up space but get some picks in return.
I get that.
So there's many things that we need to address here.
Do you know where he can go? Did you put together like ideas of who could be traded?
Yeah, every single team that I thought he would be a good fit, the money doesn't really add up.
Did the Wizards at all add up? Because I thought the Wizards would be a really good fit for him.
I think I had the Wizards on here as well.
I think that's a player that they could use.
I thought so too.
And somebody even mentioned on Reddit like the Celtics swapping Morris for him. Markieff.
I
think there's only one more.
Yeah, they're the same. They're the same. What's the John Oliver?
Mary Kate Olsen.
Yeah.
They move really
okay,
fast.
so the teams that I thought would be good fits are Milwaukee because they're trying to win, but there's no good contracts that would come back. John Henson's under contract for 3 years. Thon Maker's under contract for 3 years. What they're trying to do is get expiring contracts, so that didn't fit.
Greg Monroe's the only one I can think of.
Who's now on
I know,
Phoenix.
it just says like the ink isn't even dried on his like deal.
Right. So
if he was to go to the Bucks, by the way,
I think it'd be great. It'd be fun, but there's
they've become one of my favorite teams.